Hello and welcome to another Starman kinda just watched.
What is considerable just Devin Rant?
Yeah. So this is a just Devin Rants. And yeah, we thank you for indulging me on this one, Billy. I felt like I had more to say on our Sonic Adventure or Sonic 3.
Yeah, exactly. He is
But I didn't want to do a 40-minute episode. I'm hoping this will only take 10, 12 minutes of your time, but if I get going, you're here to kind of knock me out and be like, okay, you said enough. And also, Billy is here as an outside observer because he has no affiliation to the Sonic games.
No, I
played
two.
Yeah,
I think I played two in my life.
Yeah.
Maybe the first one and...
I'm going to say both on Sega Genesis or something.
No, the first one and one on the Wii. I remember playing...
Okay, Wii ones...
Yeah, I just remember playing one with my nephew. That's all I remember.
Fair enough. Which, depending on the Wii one, I was like, that's not even canon. But I didn't grow up with Sonic, but I got into Sonic about Sonic Adventure era. I didn't have a Dreamcast, but I had the GameCube, and I got them then, and then got into Sonic, and then I went back and played the original Sonic games. So that's my knowledge of Sonic was more.
Yeah. And me playing the Sega Genesis one, I was in the hospital with pneumonia when I was playing it.
Yeah, so he wasn't all fully there, folks.
Good too, right?
Yeah. You were a kid with pneumonia. Yeah, you were concentrating. You were more just, I need someone to distract me from the misery I'm in.
Yeah, see now, it was during March break.
Oh my god, yeah. You want something. Anything. But Sonic Adventure 2 is a very, I won't say childhood because I wasn't a child at the time, but a very huge impact game in my life, I would say.
Okay.
Brief story is, I bought this game, but I didn't have a GameCube, but my cousin got a GameCube.
Okay.
So I left the game at his house so that he didn't have any games for the GameCube, and here's one for you. And when I come over, we can play this. Right. And once I got a GameCube, he's like, well, I'm not giving you back your Sonic, bastard. But I bought my own copy of it anyway. And it was just kind of, me and him could quote that game word for word, scene for scene.
Nice.
And it inspired a lot of our own creative ideas.
Okay.
Yeah. I won't get into that. That's more personal.
Yeah.
I'd like to... And I'm not going to throw my cousin under the bus.
Yeah.
But, yeah, any of my writing or character creators might be inspired a bit more than I'd like to admit for Sonic Adventure 2. So, that's why seeing Shadow, one of my favorite Sonic characters, brought to the big screen, I had mixed opinions of.
Yeah, because I remember the last Sonic, when we watched the second movie.
Yeah, when he was teased at the second movie,
you're like, oh no.
Yeah, I wasn't happy about it.
Yeah,
but I did some thinking on this. And Shadow is a very highly popular character in the franchise. Yeah. He's almost up there with Sonic.
Nice.
Next to Sonic. I haven't looked at the polls, but there's a good joke in one of the Sonic cartoons. It's Shadow the Hedgehog, only the second most popular character in the franchise. So, I understand we need him as soon as possible.
Yeah, you don't want
to sleep on this one for two reasons. One is we're not sure if we're getting a fourth movie, so we can't wait around for Shadow.
Right, so
if we got a third movie going, let's get another huge popular character in there.
Yeah, then we'll just throw in Amy Rose as the post-credit scene there.
Yeah. Technically, these should be reversed. Amy should be in this.
The third one and Shadow being the next one, but
I would accept that a little better.
Yeah.
The more Metal Sonic should have been a villain before Shadow.
Yeah.
Then I was looking at how they did Shadow in the movie. And I tried to show Billy Sonic Adventure 2. This was a failed experiment at all. But just so Billy had some reference points. But Billy, do you want to even try to remember what you got from Sonic Adventure 2?
Nope.
Fair enough. So, the lore of Shadow, I'm sorry Shadow fans, I'm a Shadow fan with you, is all over the place and nonsensical in so many areas. I would understand why you'd want to just wipe that slate clean. I'll try to dumb it down for you, Billy. Shadow the Hedgehog is an experimental life form based off Gerald Robotnik's design in an evil alien life forms design.
Yeah, not that he landed.
Not that he landed from space, but a space alien met up with Gerald Robotnik and helped him create Shadow.
Yeah.
For the purposes of the space alien wanted to take Shadow's body and become the ultimate life form himself. But things happened and Gerald got arrested before this could take place. Also, there's the whole... I want to see the fourth movie because I want to see if Shadow stays dead in this one. In this universe. Because after Sonic Adventure 2, he does fall from space into the Earth, but he comes back somehow. And that's another big mystery, is how is he alive? And it's possible that Eggman made a clone of him.
Yeah.
But never confirmed. So, that's kind of the lore of Shadow the Hedgehog in a nutshell.
Yeah.
So, you can see where that gets confusing.
Yes, I can see why it confuses you.
Yeah, so, yeah, just simplify it. Creation of Gerald Robotnik for whatever reason. They never explained it in 3. There's no reason why Shadow was made.
Yeah.
The original reason was that Maria had an ailment, and he was using Shadow to test that ailment to find cures.
Yeah.
And he found it. Or I don't know if he found it or not, but... And this is another thing. I could be wrong on that statement, too, because the lore is kind of flimsy in a lot of areas.
And I also... that Gerald Robotnik never beats Dr. Robotnik.
No, that's the other thing. Gerald Robotnik's supposed to be dead by Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah.
He was executed in jail for treason, basically. So
somehow they had to work. And then just so Jim Carrey could play dual roles.
Yeah. I was like, this has to be like a Jim Carrey suggestion or someone being more creative than necessary on this.
Realize, again, those are...
Or we can't do a story without a proper villain.
Yeah.
Because if we just did Shadow doesn't have the full capabilities to pull this off.
Yeah, so you need, like, okay, we'll make Gerald.
Yeah. In the game, it's Eggman releases Shadow, and Shadow kind of pulls the strings a little bit to get Eggman on board to launch or take over this cannon and launch it.
Yeah.
Not aware that the actual ultimate goal is to destroy the world, not control it.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of manipulation there, but Shadow himself is not a mastermind villain.
Yeah.
He is just a revenge anti-hero.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, things like, yeah, I got the feeling like, Shadow's not really a villain, he's an anti-hero.
Yeah. He's just... I like what they did with the story of this, is that Shadow is just Sonic down the wrong path.
Yeah.
Which, very interesting take on Shadow, because that's pretty much what he would be.
Right?
Yeah. Then there's the question of Shadow's abilities. Which we did not see a chaos control in this movie. And for a Shadow fan, that's very upsetting. That's his signature move.
Yeah,
That's like watching a wrestling match, watching Hulk Hogan, and not see him do a leg drop.
I know, right? Like,
you're expecting it. You want it to happen.
Yeah.
But again, I have to step back and go, this is not made just for the fans.
Yeah.
This is also made for a general audience.
Yeah.
Who the hell knows what chaos control means, and how long does it take to explain that?
Yeah, I love, like, to be in a theater, like, well, just regular, like, moviegoers, and got one Sonic fan.
Where's the chaos control?
Sit the fuck down!
Sir, if you act out again, we're going to have to ask you to leave.
like, instead of, I just picture that.
No, it's kind of true. I could see a lot of Sonic fans being in the theater, though.
Oh, yeah.
This is where I was like, I hate that when fandoms kill their own fan, or a franchise.
Yeah.
And this happens way too much, and all it is that you're upset because it didn't go the way you wanted it to, but you didn't take into consideration of what would the average person understand of that.
Like Resident Evil.
Yes.
Like Resident people are like, oh, it's not like. No, I mean they went their own direction, which is good because like I was when I saw the first one, when I went to the first movie, I only played one, maybe two of the games.
Yeah.
So,
and then, yeah, it's like fans boycotting them because they're not the Resident Evil they know. I was like, they shouldn't be.
No, I mean,
this is the question I always pose to someone. Do you really want them to just remake the game as a movie?
No, like I was
like, if that's the case, why not just play the game?
Right? I mean, I will admit, I did like the last one.
Yeah.
Because a little more, but like I said, I still like the Paul Anderson movies.
Yeah. And this same thing for me with Sonic here.
Yeah.
I was like, I would not want them to redo the game's plots again in movie form. Because I feel like they're on the right track with what they're doing already. I don't want them to deviate too much from what they're doing.
No, like that's the thing. Like I admit, I do like the Sonic movies.
Yeah, which is big praise from Billy, who does not like many video game characters.
No. Just like the humor, like and like and just like the actors that they get for them. Like, okay, you know what? I like these actors.
Yeah, that's fair. So, thumbs up from Billy, thumbs up from me. I think you guys are doing great. Keep up the good work. And this whole episode is just me venting out my confusion and frustration that I'm sure a few other fans must share some of my opinion on this.
Yeah.
And I just want to set the record straight.
Guys, calm down.
I know it's confusing and it's weird and it feels not great.
But we're going to get through this.
We'll get through this. It's not that big of a deal.
No, it's not the end of the world, guys.
Life goes on. And let them live for their dreams. Those are the two catchphrases from Sonic Adventure.
There you go.
That was the other one is Maria's motivational speech to turn Shadow good, gone in Sonic 3.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's one that you could have kept.
Yeah.
But.
And Maria's is actually deaf.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I understand why you changed the depth.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, that's what she does. Like, you're gonna.
We can't show a kid getting shot. We can't even imply that these days.
No. Just accidents.
Yeah.
Like ricochet and something fell on it there.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't think we needed the shooting.
No, just that something bad happened to Maria and pissed Shadow off.
It said both Shadow and Gerald off.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Gerald was supposed to go super crazy. He was supposed to be a nice guy.
Yeah.
He's not Eggman old.
No.
He's just he was a good guy, and then after losing Maria,
Yeah,
he loses his mind.
Yeah, which understandable.
Yeah, he goes into a super depression, suicide. Basically, the world's largest murder suicide.
Yes. Yes.
He's like, I wanted it all to end, and by it all, I meant it all. But with that, though, I'm going to call the episode here. So thank you very much for letting me rant and rave about this. If it made sense to you, please comment down below. If this was nonsense, we won't be doing many of these anyway. I don't see this being a common thing happening on the channel.
Yeah, no.
Unless one of us really has some voiced opinions that is going to take the Just Watch a little longer.
Yeah, but most likely not.
Most likely not. So, until next time, we will have a proper Just Watch for you next week. We're watching Carry On. So until then, have a good one, guys.
Let's just end this with an epic dance.